Have you ever looked at a man with money, power, and status, yet watched her walk right past him, as if none of it mattered? What if I told you that most men are chasing the wrong prize and losing the game of love because of it? See, society screams that women want wealth, luxury, and a high-value lifestyle. But behind closed doors, what women truly crave runs far deeper than dollar signs. They're drawn to something rarer, something more powerful, traits that can't be bought, only built. And here's the real twist. These things are often overlooked by men who believe money is the ultimate key to attraction. In this video, we're going to unlock the 5 hidden things that women secretly value more than wealth, and how you can embody them starting today. These truths might challenge your mindset, shift your focus, and give you an unfair advantage in your relationships. So stick around, because understanding this could completely change your love life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and dive deep. Your future self will thank you. Point 1. Emotional security. The comfort she craves in silence. Have you ever held someone's hand, not saying a single word, yet felt like your whole soul was understood? There's a kind of silence that isn't empty. It's safe. And in that stillness, a woman can finally exhale, like she's home. Not because the lights are dimmed just right or the dinner cost a fortune, but because you were there, not half scrolling on your phone, not pretending to listen. You were fully present, grounded, calm, safe. You see, emotional security isn't something you can wrap in a velvet box. It's something she feels in her chest when she's around you. It's the quiet strength in your voice when life gets messy. It's how you don't judge her when her walls come down, when she's vulnerable, raw, real. Have you ever loved someone so much that you wanted to be their peace when the world goes to war with them? That's emotional security. And it's rare. Rare enough that when she finds it, she clings, not to your money, not to your car, but to the space you create within her. That invisible space where she can be soft, imperfect, even chaotic, and still know you're not going anywhere. Now think back. Have you ever had someone feel truly safe with you? Not impressed by you, not infatuated, but genuinely safe? Like they could cry in front of you and not apologize? Or maybe you were the one seeking that safety, and when you didn't find it, your heart quietly stepped back. Because the truth is, no matter how beautiful or strong a woman is, there's always a part of her that longs to rest, to drop her armor, to breathe deeply. And if she finds a man who makes her feel emotionally safe, she'll crave him more than she ever craved diamonds or designer bags. Have you ever wondered why some women walk away from men who seem to have it all? The answer often lies here. Money can buy a vacation, but it can't buy the feeling of being emotionally held at 2 a.m. when her thoughts won't stop racing. It can buy a house, but not a home where her heart is truly seen. And maybe that's the part no one tells you. That it's not always about what you give her. It's about what she can be around you. So ask yourself, do the women in your life feel safe with you emotionally? Can they breathe around you without performing? Or are you unknowingly building castles of gold while she's quietly starving for shelter in your presence? Remember this, emotional security isn't loud, it's not flashy, but it's unforgettable. And when you become the kind of man who offers that, she'll choose you, even if the world offers her more. Point 2. Presence over presence. Why attention beats affluence. Have you ever seen her eyes light up? Not from the glow of a gift, but from the warmth of being truly noticed. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you looked at someone, not just with your eyes, but with your entire soul? No distractions, no glancing at the screen behind her, no rushing her through her thoughts, just being there. Because here's a quiet truth most men overlook. It's not what you give her that she remembers most, it's how you see her. I want you to picture a woman sitting across from you. Maybe it's your girlfriend, maybe a memory. She's talking about something small, her day, a random story, her favorite song from childhood. You nod, maybe even smile, but your mind's wandering. You don't mean to, but you're only half there. And though the moment passes, something sacred is missed. You see, women remember moments. Tiny, ordinary, sacred moments where they felt like the only person in the room. No diamond can compete with the magic of being fully present with her. Do you know what it feels like to be truly heard? To have someone pause, put the phone down, lean in, ask questions, not out of politeness but curiosity, that's presence. And to her, that's a luxury, far rarer than any material thing. She can buy her own flowers. She can pay her own bills. But what she can't do is force someone to care enough to choose her, in the moment, again and again. Ever wonder why she stops sharing her thoughts over time? Why the conversations get shorter, the energy less warm? It's not always because she stopped loving. It's often because she stopped feeling seen. Presence is about more than time. It's about depth. It's how you listen, how you look at her when she speaks, how you remember the little things, not just the big dates or gifts, the way she loves thunderstorms but hates the cold, the way her voice changes when she's passionate about something. These aren't just details. They're her inner world, begging for someone to notice. And when you choose to give her your attention, undivided, unhurried, real, you're giving her a gift no price tag can match. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. When she's with you, does she feel like she's in a conversation or just waiting for one to start? Presence is a decision. And in a world obsessed with what you can give, the men who stay, who listen, who see, they're the ones she'll never forget. And that matters more than any present you could ever wrap in a bow. Point 3. Unshakable confidence, the silent magnet of masculinity. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the presence of someone before they even said a word? No loud entrance, no flashy clothes, just presence, a stillness, a quiet certainty that said, I don't need to prove anything. I know who I am. That is unshakable confidence. And for a woman, it's magnetic. Not because it's arrogant or forceful, but because it's stable, grounded. It makes her feel like no matter what chaos is happening around you, you won't waver. You won't collapse under pressure. You won't panic when life throws curveballs. And maybe most importantly, you won't doubt yourself when she needs to lean on you. Let me ask you this. Have you ever loved someone who made you feel safe simply by being calm? By not needing to dominate a conversation yet somehow commanding it? Have you ever been that for someone? Because confidence isn't about shouting your worth. It's about moving like you already know it without apology. Women feel it in your eye contact, in the way you hold your posture when she challenges you, in the way you say no without guilt or yes without hesitation. Think about a time you doubted yourself in front of someone you cared about. Maybe you stumbled over your words, second-guessed your feelings, tried to mold yourself into what you thought she wanted. And somewhere in that process, you lost her attention. Or worse, her respect. Why? Because when you shrink yourself to be liked, you silently tell her that your center isn't solid. And here's the thing. No woman wants to be the one holding up a man's identity. She wants to walk beside someone who knows who he is, not because he's perfect, but because he's whole. And maybe that's the core of masculine confidence. It's not about muscles or money or mastery over others. It's about mastery over yourself. Your ability to own your emotions without being controlled by them. To speak from truth even if your voice shakes. To walk away from what doesn't align with your values, even if it costs you a connection. Because when a woman sees that you won't chase approval, she begins to wonder what makes you so self-assured. That mystery, that calm certainty, it draws her in. So here's a question only you can answer. When you look in the mirror, do you see someone who's rooted? Do you trust your own judgment even when no one else claps for you? Because confidence, real confidence, is silent. But when it walks in the room, it changes everything. Authenticity, the power of being real in a pretend world. Point 4. Authenticity, the power of being real in a pretend world. Have you ever met someone who didn't wear a mask? No performance, no pretense, just real. The kind of person whose presence felt like fresh air after walking through a world thick with filters, small talk, and false smiles. Now pause for a second and ask yourself, when was the last time you let someone see the real you? Because in a world where so many men try to become what they think women want, flexing wealth, faking charm, rehearsing lines, they forget something vital. Being real is more attractive than being perfect. And women, they can smell fake from a mile away. It's not the polished words or the alpha male act that draws her in. It's the moments when your guard drops. when your voice softens, when you tell the truth, even if it makes you vulnerable. Do you remember your first real connection? Not the one built on trying to impress her, but the one where you said something you actually meant. Maybe it was small, like admitting you were nervous, or deep, like sharing a wound that still stings. But in that moment, you saw it in her eyes. She didn't flinch. In fact, she leaned closer. Because authenticity feels safe. It invites her to drop her own act, to stop performing. And in that space, something real begins. We live in a time where everyone's curating their lives. Perfect photos, flawless stories, filtered emotions. But real love, it doesn't live in the highlight reel. It lives in the messy, honest, awkward, beautiful in-between moments. Let me ask you this. What parts of yourself have you been hiding, thinking they'd push her away? What if those were the very parts that would make her feel closest to you? Because the truth is, pretending is exhausting. And deep down, both of you just want someone who says, "This is me, not always polished, but always honest." That's the man she respects. That's the man she remembers. Not the one who tried to be everything, but the one who dared to be himself. So next time you're tempted to impress her, pause. Try something different. Show her who you really are. Because in a world full of actors, being real is the most powerful thing you can be. Purpose and passion. The deep drive she finds irresistible. Point 5. Purpose and passion. The deep drive she finds irresistible. Have you ever watched someone talk about something they love and seen their whole face light up? Their eyes burn with focus. Their hands move with fire. Their voice carries something magnetic, like the world disappears and this is the one thing they were born to do. That's passion. That's purpose. And for a woman, that's irresistible. Because let's be honest, anyone can give attention. Anyone can buy gifts or show affection. But a man who wakes up with intention, who is driven by something larger than comfort or convenience, that man carries a gravitational pull that no bank account can match. You see, women don't just fall for who you are. They fall for where you're going. And when your eyes are set on something meaningful, when your life has direction, she feels it. She senses that you're not drifting, you're building, you're chasing something, not just money, but a mission. And in that mission, she sees stability, excitement, even legacy. Let me ask you something personal. What gets you out of bed in the morning besides obligation? When was the last time you got lost in something that made you forget to check your phone? Because it's in those moments when you're consumed by vision, sweat, and purpose that your energy shifts. You become rare, not because of what you have, but because of what you embody. Have you ever noticed how her eyes change when you talk about your dreams? That slight lean in, that softness in her smile. It's not just admiration, it's connection. She's imagining herself in that future with you, feeling safe not because of your status, but because your soul is alive. Passion, real passion, tells her, this man won't settle, he won't stagnate, and if I stand beside him, my world will grow too. But here's a truth many overlook. If you don't know where you're going, how can she trust the journey with you? Purpose isn't about fame. It's not about being the loudest in the room. It's about waking up every day and saying, I'm building something that matters. Even if no one claps, even if it's hard, even if it takes years. And that is what makes you deeply attractive, not for a night, but for a lifetime. So reflect on this. Are you just passing time, or are you building something that time can't erase? Because when you live with passion, you don't need to chase love. Love finds you and it stays. So here's what it all comes down to. Women may smile at the shiny gifts and nod at grand gestures, but what truly stays with them, what they secretly love more than money, is something deeper. Emotional safety, undivided presence, quiet confidence, raw authenticity. A man on fire with purpose. These aren't just traits, they're experiences. And when you live from this place, you don't have to chase love. You become the kind of man love naturally follows. If this video spoke to you, if it stirred something in your heart or made you reflect on how you show up in relationships, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for spending these minutes here with me. It means more than you know. You're not just a viewer. You're part of a growing community of men learning, evolving, and showing up in this world with more depth, clarity, and purpose. And if this resonated, Feel free to hit that subscribe button and give the video a like. Not for the algorithm, but to let me know that this kind of content matters to you. It's how we build something meaningful together. Also, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What trait do you believe is more powerful than money and love? Or which one of these 5 hit home the most for you? With that said, thanks for watching. And until next time, stay real, stay grounded, and never stop becoming.